Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are starting a chapter 22 from Teachings of Lord Chaitanya by His Holiness His Grace Bhakti Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada His Grace. So chapter 22 talks about the Srimad Bhagavatam. After the incident of the conversion of Mayavadi sannyasis into the path of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, many scholars and inquisitive persons used to visit the Lord Chaitanya at Benares. All of them could not see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at his residence, and therefore they used to stand in line to see Lord Chaitanya as he visited the temple along with his associate Chandrasekharacharya, Paramananda, Tapan Mishra, Sanatana Goswami, and others. He was singing Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Gopal Govinda Rama Sri Madhusudana. And while he was singing, like that, chanting and dancing. Thousands of people gathered around him, and there was a roaring following the vibration of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This vibration was so tumultuous that Prakashananda Saraswati, who was sitting nearby, came immediately along with his disciples. And as soon as he saw the beautiful body of Lord Chaitanya and his nice dancing, along with his associates, he also joined and began to sing with him, Hari Hari. All the inhabitants of Benares were struck with wonder by seeing the dancing of the Lord Chaitanya in ecstasy. Lord Chaitanya, however, checked himself in his continuous ecstasy and stopped his dancing when he saw that the Mayavadi sannyasis were also present. As soon as he stopped his chanting and dancing, Prakashananda Saraswati fell at the feet of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya tried to stop him and said, "Oh, you are the spiritual master of the old world, Jagat Guru, and I am not equal even to your disciple. You should not therefore worship an inferior like me, who is not even equal to the disciple of your disciple. You are exactly like Supreme Brahman, and if you fall down at my feet, it is a very great offense on my part. Although you have no vision of duality, still for the teachings of the people in general, you should not do this." Prakashananda Saraswati replied, "Previously, I spoke ill of you many times. Therefore, in order to free myself from the result of my offense, I fall down at your feet." He quoted in this connection a verse of Vedic literature in which it is stated that even when a liberated soul commits offense to a supreme lord, he becomes again a victim of material contamination. He quoted another verse from Srimad Bhagavatam from the 10th canto, 34th chapter, in connection with the Nanda Maharaj and the attack of his serpent, who was previously Vidyadhara, Vidyadharchita. The serpent, being touched by the lotus feet of Krishna, regained his previous body, and thus he was freed from the reaction of his sinful activities. Lord Chaitanya, after hearing the equation of himself with Krishna, mildly protested against such behavior. The fact is, he wanted to warn people in general not to compare the Supreme Lord with any living entity, although he was Supreme Lord himself. Still, to teach us, he protested against this comparison. That nobody should be compared the Supreme Lord Krishna, that is great offense. The Lord Chaitanya always maintained that Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is great, and the living entities, however great they may be, are not the infinite, but are infinitesimal. He quoted in this connection a verse from Vaishnava Tantra in Padma Purana, where it is stated, "Any person who compares the Supreme Lord, even with the greatest of demigods like Brahma, Shiva, must be considered a number one atheist." Prakashananda replied, "I can understand that you are Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, but even though you present yourself as a devotee, still you are worshipable by me, because you are greater than all of us in education and in realization. Therefore, by blaspheming you, we committed the greatest offense, and you should excuse us." How a devotee becomes the greatest of all transcendentalists is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 14th chapter. There are many liberated souls and there are many perfected souls. But of top all such liberated and perfected soul, one who is a devotee of Supreme Personality of Godhead is the best. Such devotees of Supreme Personality of Godhead are always calm and quiet, and their perfection is very rarely to be seen even in millions of persons. Prakashananda quoted another verse from 10th canto, 4th chapter, and in which it is stated that duration of life, prosperity, fame, religiousness, and the benediction of higher authorities, everything becomes lost by transgressing the respect of a devotee. He quoted another verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 5th chapter, in which it is stated that the touch of the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead causes the disappearance of all kinds of misgivings of conditioned soul. But this facility of touching the lotus feet of Supreme Lord is not possible unless one who receives benediction by the dust of the lotus feet of a pure devotee of the Lord. In other words, nobody can become a pure devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead without being favored by another pure devotee of the Lord. Prakashananda Saraswati spoke further. Now I am taking shelter of your lotus feet, for I want to be elevated to be a devotee of the Supreme Lord. After talking in this way, both Prakashananda Saraswati and Lord Chaitanya sat together. Prakashananda Saraswati began to inquire from the Lord as follows: whatever you have said in pointing out discrepancies in Mayavadi philosophy is known to us also, because we know that all the commentaries on Vedic scripture by Mayavadi philosophers are in error by interpretation, especially those by Shankaracharya, whose interpretation of Vedanta Sutra is all his imagination. You have not explained the course of Vedanta Sutra and Upanishad by your imagination, but you have explained them as they are, and by hearing your explanation, all of us are very pleased. Such explanations of the course of Vedanta Sutra or Upanishad not be given by anyone else except the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and you have all the potencies. Kindly explain further about the Vedanta Sutra so I may be benefited. I think we can stop here. So today's chapter is talking about Srimad Bhagavatam. After the incident of conversation of Mayavadi sannyasis and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, now all of those Mayavadi sannyasis came to see the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Benares, and Mahaprabhu was singing and dancing, and so then after seeing that Mayavadi sannyasis came to visit him, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped his dance, and uh, and Prakashananda Saraswati fell at the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya tried to stop him and say, you are a spiritual master for Jagat Guru. I'm not qualified, and you know, so don't worship, you know, like inferior me. So I think Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showing his humbleness and showing the respect to the seniors, devotees, or yeah. And also Prakashananda Saraswati regretted that he spoke ill of many Chaitanya Mahaprabhu many times, and he's saying that it's the biggest offense if he doesn't respect and take the blessings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And also Chaitanya Prabhu, Mahaprabhu, wanted to warn the people that in general don't compare Supreme Lord with any living entity. That is the greatest offense. And here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing by example, how to respect the seniors and also being humble. And also showing the example to, us, in the material world. I think that's what I understand. I think we can stop here today.